Following a wild house party in Weddington, police say a landscaper invited hundreds of people to a multi-million-dollar home that wasn't his. Michael Warwick reports from Union County with how these neighbors caught on to the alleged crime.
For one neighbor, all it took was a phone call to the real owners to know they weren't home, but hundreds of people without their knowledge were making it home. Secluded by trees at a home in Weddington, there was no hiding a several hundred-person pool party from curious neighbors Saturday.
That's not a venue. How are they managing this? So we were disturbed with all the traffic and the cars and the people and not knowing what's happening.
Union County deputies say they showed up to the home asking to speak with the owner. Who they got was this man, 37-year-old Michael Brown, who police learned wasn't even related to the owners, but had been hired as a landscaper.
The lawn man. It was the lawn man.
The lawn man, that's what I'm saying. Why would he do something like that? The man already is paying the boys' yard. You know, I trust him enough to have him around his place.
Wendy Squires has lived in this community 25 years. She isn't forgetting what played out at a large house party earlier this month in Catawba County when nearly a dozen people were shot. In this case, within a few hours Saturday evening, police say they'd shut the party down.
It could have gone bad. So thankfully, Union County Sheriff's Department came and took care of it.
The deputies tell us Brown also charged an entry fee to partygoers prior to his own entry into the Union County Jail.
Just like, who does that?
A neighbor who's gone by and checked on the property since that party Saturday tells me there is some damage, but nothing major. Police say Brown is free on a $10,000 bond. In Union County, Michael Warwick, WBTV, on your side.
I knew I was supposed to be there.
Brown strongly disputes the story UCSO is telling.
I never spoke to them about anything, about who stayed there or who owned the place. It wasn't my right to tell them that because it's private property. I didn't sell any alcohol. I wasn't down.
Because they're saying there was underage drinking.
Nope, no underage drinking. Nope, I bought my drinks. And
he also remains confident that he hasn't lost a client.
I'm just waiting for them to come home just so I could continue to build my relationship and we can move forward.
Man throwing a graduation party for his son in your $4.3 million home that you were not at. Absolutely not, Michael Brown. So 37-year-old Michael Brown in North Carolina decided to throw a graduation party for his son at the home of one of his clients who was not at home and had no earthly idea a party was going on in their home. So he charged people to get into the party, a graduation party. How do you charge somebody to come to a graduation party? They should be coming in with gifts and things of that sort, but instead you want them to pay entry fees to get into the house that you was using that was not yours? Make that make sense, Michael. So the neighbors, good old neighbors, they called in several times for noise complaints because the music was too loud. And when authorities got there, he originally said that it was his house, then it was his grandparents' house, and then he eventually came with the truth and said, it's my client's home. What? In the midst of that clarification of who home it was, after he told all them different stories, the partygoers understood Martin as a sign man, get to stepping, and they stepped, baby. But they stepped very recklessly, and so there were multiple stops for traffic violations because they was doing all kind of crap to get up out of there because they were scared, and they probably was in a doggone gated community with this $4.3 million home, so they was acting real reckless, so a lot of them had got stopped and pulled over. You throw a party, make them pay to come in, and then they got to pay to leave because you got them with tickets. Michael. And then he going to bust out and say to authorities, well, I don't think they'll not have a problem with me. They'll be calling me for additional work in the future, and I can't wait for them to get back so we can build our relationship. You think they're going to call you back to do some more yard work? Then you should have just asked permission in the first place, Michael, okay? That's how you go about that next time. But he is currently dealing with a couple of charges because once they went through and saw everything, they did see some property damage. So he's charged with breaking and entering, second-degree trespassing, contributing to a minor because they tried to say that there was alcohol at the party and he gave alcohol to the minors. He said there was no alcohol, but they did give him a charge for that. And then injury to a real property by false pretenses. So I don't think Michael will be doing this again, but good luck with getting them to call you back to do some yard work for them. I don't know that will be happening, sir.